Of Arizona is one of the few Republican lawmakers to criticize the president for withdrawing from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. In a statement, he called it, quote, a serious mistake that will have lasting consequences for America's economic and our strategic position in the Asia-Pacific region.
But Senator McCAIN had a change of heart over the president's Secretary of State nominee, Rex Tillerson. He says he now supports the former ExxonMobil CEO. And last night, McCAIN and other senators voted to confirm Kansas Congressman Mike Pompeo to lead the CIA. Pompeo was sworn in shortly afterward. Senator McCAIN joins us from the Capitol. Senator, good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Well, withdrawing the U.S. from the TPP is largely symbolic because it hadn't yet been ratified by Congress. But what are your concerns?
Well, my concern is that we consign the Asia-Pacific region to China. Chinese are now negotiating their own version of TPP. They have now a very significant economic role where 60% of the world's economy is in the Asia-Pacific region, and we are stepping back. I have talked to leaders of Asian countries who have all said that this will cede the field to China, and that, to me, is not good for the United States of America.
The president's argument is that it means the jobs lost from America to Asia.
Well, Charlie, I guess it all depends on your fundamental belief, and that is with a level playing field, and I believe that the TPP was largely level. There's always uneven aspects of it, that the United States worker can compete with any other worker in the world. And I believe that the American worker is the best by far. Look at our lead in the economic indicators that are most important, and that's in high tech and capabilities. And so I believe that this is harmful, and over time it will give the Chinese a greater domination economically and also some of their behavior patterns, by the way.
Speaking of behavior patterns, let me turn to Russia. You have expressed grave concerns about the U.S. relationship with Russia. You have said that the president's key advisors share your concerns, but you haven't heard from the president. Why does the president not share your concerns about Russia?
Well, he campaigned, as you know, about and talked about better relations with Russia, and that they would open up new dialogue, et cetera. And all that is fine, but it has to be done from a position of strength, and it cannot acknowledge and legitimize Russian behavior, which, as we know, is taking Crimea, partitioning Georgia, Ukraine. One of my most odious, Charlie, is the Russian airplanes use precision weapons to strike hospitals in Aleppo, killing thousands of innocent men, women, and children. That cannot go unresponded to. That's not the United States of America. We stand against that kind of behavior.
Last week, you announced that you had some concerns about Rex Tillerson, and now you said that you're going to vote for him. What changed for you, Senator McCAIN?
Well, it wasn't so much change as I had concerns about him. I still have a few concerns. I had conversations with him. I had talked to people that have dealt with him. I believe also that the president should have the benefit of the doubt in the case of close calls, given that the American people have elected him as our commander-in-chief, and I still have some concerns, but I'm willing to give Mr. Tillerson a full opportunity to act as our Secretary of State in what I would argue is the most challenging times in 70 years.
Was this a difficult call for you?
It wasn't easy, but you know, these things, that's what the people of Arizona send me to do.
Senator, as you know, there's investigation into what the National Security Advisor Mike Flynn said in a phone conversation with the Russian ambassador on the day that sanctions were announced against Russia. What do you think about this? What do you think he was doing?
Well, I am told that he talked about a possible meeting between the President of the United States and Vladimir Putin, that it was a routine call. I think we ought to take General Flynn at his word unless there is something to contradict that. I happen to like General Flynn. I think the team that the President surrounded himself with is outstanding, people I have known for many, many years, and That gives me confidence.
Does the timing of the call concern you?
I don't know enough about it, honestly. All I know is what I heard that General Flynn said was the reason for the call. I'm much more concerned about our attitude and policy towards Russia, who is acting in the most outlandish and disgraceful fashion, in my view, as they continue to violate all norms of international behavior, continuing in Syria, Georgia, Ukraine, the buildup of their weapon systems, and of course their continued thuggery and murdering people like Boris Nemtsov and others.
All right, Senator McCain, we thank you for taking the time this morning.
Thank you.